Mr. Kwame is from Ghana. He was born and bred in Ghana. He attended his primary and secondary school in Ghana. He attended a tertiary institution in Ghana. He did his master's degree in Nigeria and became chartered, like he is a chartered accountant right now. So he got chartered in Nigeria. And Mr. Kwame decided to return back to Ghana. He stayed in Ghana and tried to see if things could work for him. Nothing worked. Everything he did worked against him. It was looking as though he didn't have any future anymore. It was looking as though he wasted his time going to school. His family couldn't understand what was really happening to him. Then Mr. Kwame came back to Nigeria. He came back to Nigeria and started working with an accounting firm. And then he began to make so much money. He made so much money, and if you look at him, you will not understand. You will never know he's Nigerian. He's not Nigerian until you see his name being mentioned. You will now know that he is not Nigerian. And then people began to ask him. They interviewed him, and he said that his own home country did not benefit him. And they asked him, how come Nigerians and Ghanaians are always having a disagreement on social media? He said, well, that as long as he has been in Nigeria, Nigerians are very hospitable, like they are very accommodating. They've never treated him in a certain way because he's not from, Nigeria, that nobody even knows he's not from Nigeria until he mentions it, that his wife is Nigerian and everything he does it here. He has gotten a house or houses. He has gotten houses in Nigeria. And one guy asked him while the interview was going on, what do you think could be the reason why Nigerians and Ghanaians are always fighting? He said, well, he will see it like a thing of power tussle, like because he feels that most of the film industry award night, most of the African Magic Viewers Choice Award they do is done, that he doesn't want to even say most, he wants to say all is done in Nigeria. And most African countries don't find it funny seeing that everything is done in Nigeria. So the interviewer now asked him, don't you think that it's because Nigerians are more populated in the industry and they do more films? Not that the people in Kenya, South Africa are not doing good films, but Nigerians are more in the business and they have more people in the business and they are very skilled. Don't you think so? He said yes, that could be one of the reasons. So they asked him, what do you think about the recent competition that had put Ghana or Ghanaians into a bad spot? He said yes, he recalls that one other lady had done the cooking-a-thon and the Guinness World did not recognize her because it now became a problem where he saw on social media how the Ghanaians were telling the Nigerian Hilda that she couldn't cook and they should come and see how this lady is cooking. Something Farida was her name or so. And a lot was going on in the internet, but he doesn't pay much attention to internet things, but that's what he could deduce from what was going on. So the interviewer now told him that from what he also understands, like he mentioned earlier, it could be what the African Magic, that AMVC is always being held in Nigeria. Other artists, like they're doing awards, mostly they mostly use Nigeria. So most African countries, not just Ghana, are not happy. So the guy said, well, for him, he feels that Nigerians are very accommodating, that he prefers to stay in Nigeria. They asked him, you prefer to stay in Nigeria, meaning that you don't even care going back to Ghana? He said, no, Ghana is good, it's cool, but he prefers to live in Nigeria. He said, like he mentioned earlier, that Nigerians have never given him an opportunity or a door to feel that, oh, he's not wanted, that everybody embraces him, welcomes him, he joins associations, he's being loved here, and he has never seen any need to go back to Ghana. So they asked him, do you think that you ever return back to Ghana? He said he's not sure. He doesn't know yet, but he loves Nigeria and he wants to remain in Nigeria. That if he didn't love Nigeria, he would have relocated with his children, with his family outside Nigeria. But he goes out for holidays and comes back, that he doesn't see himself, even in the nearest future, leaving Nigeria. He loves Nigeria. So they asked him, you must be doing a very good job for you to be saying all of this. You cannot relocate with the way the economy is going. He said, no, that aside the job, he has invested in Nigeria. He has houses in Nigeria. He's not renting. He has his own, house where he lives, and then he has other places. He has shopping malls he has rented out to people, and he also have, residential areas, houses where he has kept off for people to live and pay rent. So he understands how the currency works here. So he doesn't really think he want to leave. And his wife's business is also in Nigeria. So they thanked him, and he now gave his last speech to say that he calls on the Ghanaians, Nigerians to make peace, that he doesn't feel that they have anything, they are struggling, that they are better off together. That he watched recently one other guy from Ghana who calls himself a chef, who went to fake a Guinness World Record certificate, and people were celebrating him, and only for them to find out that it was a lie. He said it was the unhealthy competition that caused it, that if Hilda Bassi had done this thing and they felt as Ghanaians they could leverage on it, they would have just come to find out how she did it so that they can follow suit, instead of being in competition and not being able to get any of it. Then he also mentioned that the last time Vicky James, who is one of the Nigerians' biggest brands, fashion brands, had done her few weeks training, and he saw that a lot of Ghanaians attended, South Africans, people from Kenya all came to Lagos to attend. That's how healthy competition should be. That if you are in a field where you feel that everybody is, you don't like the person, everything that has to do with the people, you don't like them, it's not a good thing. So they now asked him, what about, don't you think is a Nigerian jollof rice versus Ghana jollof rice is a problem? He laughed and said no, that he doesn't think food will be the problem. They said, but the food is bringing problem already on social media. He now mentioned, they say, well, to him, he actually prefers the Nigerian jollof rice. Not that the Ghana jollof rice is not nice, but the Ghana jollof rice is not usually dry. That the Nigerian jollof rice is dry and it has this taste that is just different. That doesn't mean that the Ghana jollof rice is not good. It's good, but he prefers the Nigerian jollof. So they thanked him and they left. And so his wife was not asking him, why were you supporting Nigeria in most of what you were saying? He said no, that he wasn't supporting Nigeria in most of the things he was saying. All he just wanted us, the people around, because I sat there and listened to their interview before his wife even interjected and asked. He said no, that he said the truth because Nigerians are very accommodating. Nigerians are kind. That Nigeria is a peaceful place to live. That he has gotten the most beautiful wife from Nigeria. His kids are doing well. His in-laws are very, accommodating and understanding. So he feels that what he said was just the honest truth. He now said to the wife whether she wanted him to lie. She said no, that she was just wondering why he was just, talking about Nigeria in that light. He said because Nigerians have shown him nothing but love and he has been favored in this land. That throwback to when he was coming from Ghana after he had done, he became chattered, he had left. It didn't just add up. Things were rough for him, and until he came back to Nigeria, that's where things became better. The wife said it's true, that she actually feels the same way, but that she loves Ghana. Of course, the husband say, of course, she has to say she loves Ghana to make him feel great. But at the end of the day, I told them that both countries are good. It all depends on where somebody finds fulfillment. You can live anywhere in the world. There are people who have never visited their village, they've never visited their country, they were born in another place and they just stayed there. So if we could look beyond all this unhealthy competition between Ghana and Nigeria, it would be better. so that everybody can learn from each other. You understand? So thank you guys for watching.